HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
The Bahamas among delegates meeting in Haiti to formulate a strategy to combat crime. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ladon Davis with the Bahamas Tonight Weekend, and as always, it's great to have you with us. Prime Minister Perry Christie will lead a high-level ministerial delegation to that meeting in Haiti. It's the 24th intersessional gathering of the Committee of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community. The three-day session begins tomorrow. High on the agenda is regional security as CARICOM seeks to formulate a strategy to combat transnational crimes, including trafficking of firearms, illegal narcotics, and human smuggling. The U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder is also expected to address member states tomorrow on regional national security issues. Regional security ministers are also scheduled to engage in discussions with the U.S. Attorney General on matters relating to CARICOM and the United States. Now, other members of the Bahamian delegation will include the Minister of National Security, Dr. Bernard Nottage, the Minister of Immigration and Foreign Affairs, Fred Mitchell, Financial Services Minister Ryan Pinder, CARICOM Ambassador Pricewell Forbes, and Director of the National Intelligence Agency, Clifford Scavella. The group will return to the Bahamas on Wednesday. Meantime, here at home, Grand Bahama will host international investors to a major economic forum opening on that island this week. The government will get the opportunity to articulate its trade and investment priorities and offer a platform for stakeholders to promote the country's advantages in a number of areas, including shipping, tourism, business services, the financial sector, agriculture, and manufacturing. Minister of State for Investments, Kalis Roll, says the International Investment and Business Forum will also pump at least $250,000 into Grand Bahama's economy. He says the conference is designed to showcase the Bahamas as a place to invest.
Our goal, not only from a tourism perspective in attracting people to our shores, and those people will consume room nights, but our goal is to showcase all of the investment opportunities that are available in the Bahamas, not only in the tourism sector, but the universal opportunities. The Bahamas, particularly Grand Bahama, has one of the most modern ports in the world and one of the largest deep water ports in the world. And with the opening of the Panama Canal, there is some opportunities associated with that, and we want to ensure that we define what those opportunities are and position ourselves in everybody's mind as a major transshipment point between Europe and the Americas and also Asia. So we're very excited about the lineup of speakers.
Now, if you have not registered as yet, Mr. Rolls says there is still time. He's encouraging Bahamians to take advantage of the forum.
We have an exciting list of speakers, CEOs and ministers from throughout the Caribbean and the UK and America, as far away as India. And we'd like for Bahamians to get the benefit of their knowledge and get the benefit of their insight on what's taking place in the global economy. One thing you can say about the Bahamas is that we're a truly global environment, and we want to ensure that people get an appreciation for that, and people are always updated on the trends that are taking place so that we can always position ourselves to take advantage of all of the benefits associated with global trade.
The forum is set for February 21st to 22nd in Grand Bahama. More to share with you on that oil spill in Grand Bahama. We now know that officials from Borco are reporting that a pipeline, which is believed to be the source of the spill, contained oily residue as a result of the decommissioning of several pipelines. This according to a statement issued by the Ministry of Transport and Aviation. The statement noted that heavy fuel oil was originally pumped through the pipelines, and 3 weeks ago, when Borco commenced repairs at a section of the jetty, closing down 7 pipelines, which they later blew out with water. That procedure removed about 95% of the oil from the lines, leaving some oily residue. We are told a flyover was conducted today of the oil spill in Pinders Point by members of the National Oil Spill Advisory Committee, and there were no further signs of contamination in the area. Cleanup activities are being monitored and supervised by the Port Department and the Department of Environmental Health Services. The Nassau Airport Development Company marking a milestone this week as it moves to complete the final stage of Phase 3 of the expansion plans at the Lynden Pindling International Airport. This section includes the new international and domestic departure and arrival center. So far, officials say $12.8 million have been spent for local services on this stage of the development. Project Director Vern Jansen says the lessons learned from the first 2 phases are beneficial in this final stage.
Back in Canada, we say the third house is a perfect house, right? We're now building our third house. And a lot of the details that we went through, learning curves of what the details should look like, we're doing them better, I think, in stage 3.
The third terminal is on target to be completed in the fall. Now to concerns emanating in our public school system. Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald is up in arms over the number of students who are frequently late to school or don't attend at all. The Education Minister says it's going to take more than truancy officers to deal with the problem at the core.
We have a lot of work to do there. It's going to take a lot of education, but truancy officers and the Ministry of Education, me as minister, cannot do it by ourselves. The community has to be sufficiently outraged, parents have to be sufficiently outraged that at 9:30 children are standing on the corner and not in schools. I mean, it is everywhere. You could drive any street corner throughout our country and it's there. I go to schools in the morning and at 9:30, 10 o'clock, students are walking through the gates. It's unacceptable, and you know, something has to be done, and as I say, we will do our part, but we need to get the community and the country involved in it.
And the minister says the issue is becoming increasingly frustrating for him because the behavior is an attitude that's eventually carried into the workplace.
Serious matter, and I can tell you, I am very frustrated. I'm by it, and we are doing what we can. You punish the kids, you put them in detention, but it does not make a difference. I can tell you, I have gone to schools and asked them what is being done about it, and these kids are penalized, and yet still, day after day, they continue to come to school late. And so, you know, it's going to take a bigger effort than what we can wage, and parents know the kids are leaving home late. Parents see the kids on the street corners, you know, and relatives see them, but no one seems to take it seriously. Parents need to be more responsible, I mean, across the board. I mean, and that's a discussion that we could have all day, but at the end of the day, as a community, we have to understand that whether the parents are responsible or not, these kids fall at the end of the day and become the responsibility of the state if they are not able to be a part of our community and contribute in a meaningful way. So it really is responsibility for the whole country.
The Bahamas hosting a number of foreign legal experts as the National Bar Association of the United States held its Judicial Council Division luncheon in the Bahamas this week. The NBA is the oldest and largest association of African-American lawyers and judges in the United States. Prime Minister Perry Christie welcomed the legal body to the Bahamas.
Opportunity here that you could establish strong relations with. To tell you that we are a country that is fighting to ensure that our place in the world is secure. That it is an increasingly competitive world. And we're trying to find and maintain the right kind of approaches to the economy of our country and the offerings of our country economically.
Bar Association President Ruth Bo Darville acknowledged the rich legacy of the Bahamas in championing the cause of civil rights in America.
You have led the charge in your service to your race and in upholding justice for many. I know for myself, and as for many others, we have only read about or been told the stories of oppression, racism, injustice, and inequality. I dare to say that many of us still have the experiences of our forefathers today. Needless to say, we are forever grateful to men like A. Leon Higginbottom, Jr., for without his struggles and achievements of the past, we will not be here today, forging the way ahead still. To him, and the other freedom fighters like him, we owe a debt of gratitude, and we must, as holders of the faith and soldiers of justice, continue his and their legacies.
Also in attendance were Attorney General Allison Maynard Gibson and Chief Justice Sir Michael Barnett, who delivered the keynote address. When we come back, we'll take you on a scenic tour of a unique resort in Fao Key, Exuma. That story and more when the Bahamas Tonight weekend continues.